inside of the kitchen, but we're gonna be doing all the cooking outside. I like to prep inside because I got a sink in here. My process of cooking really starts with the market, going to the farmer's market, seeing what's in season, getting inspired, and feeling kind of that relationship to what's growing around. If you have access to any farms wherever you are in the United States or around the world, take a day, go out to a farm, see what's growing seasonally. That's really how I get inspired. So open fire cooking, we don't actually want to cook over fire, we want to cook over coals. So you really need to give yourself at least an hour before you want to start cooking to turn your logs into coals. That's what you're going to cook over. If we take vegetables and we treat them with the same amount of love and care that most people treat animal products, then you're going to be pretty surprised at the result. These are beautiful mini Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm just going to quarter them. So I'm not going to cook directly over the fire, but we do have heat here, and I want to get this cooking, so chive blossoms, the tips. These are really potent garlicky flavor, just these flowers. Sort of get rid of this super end woody part, but this is all usable here. The sage flowers, those are actually a little bitter. So we're not going to use those. We'll use the leaves. The flowers, we'll just make a little bouquet and put it in like a mason jar. This is called lamb's quarter. It's like a wild spinach. It has almost a meaty, deep, herbaceous flavor. A little bit, not too much. A little bit of salt. We're gonna go right over the fire with that. Now that we have beautifully charred these greens, we're gonna make the sauce the old school way. We're just gonna kind of chop this up very, very fine by hand. Again with the olive oil for the sauce. Put this loose, chunky, beautiful. So here we have some beautiful Japanese cucumber. Cut them right down the middle. On our half sheet tray. This is full fat, unsweetened, organic coconut milk. And I'm gonna open this. At the top, you got the cream. So what I'm just gonna take the cream off the top. That's it. We'll go ahead and cut this into quarters. We'll use about half the lime because we don't want it to be too acidic. We just want a little hint. I'm gonna hit it with a little nugget of cumin. We're gonna take some dill, kind of a handful of cilantro like this. I like to rinse this stuff off. Cilantro, 1, 2, 1, 2, nice chop. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just emulsify that inside of it. Just richen it, fatten it up a little bit. We're just gonna put the cucumbers directly into the pan. No oil, not needed. You don't need any oil on these ones. And we're just gonna simply plate these up. Little mini sun gold tomatoes. I'm just gonna take off this really kind of like weird bottom nubby part, but you don't want to take too much of the white off. But then I'm gonna also peel off this kind of like outer layer. So everything is really edible. A cup and a half, well, let's just call it 2 cups of Marcona almonds in there. Add kind of a generous teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Get it nice and spicy. Salt. Of course, we're gotta hit it with some olive oil. So I'm just gonna use just a little hit of apple cider vinegar, just a tiny little hit. We're just gonna simply dress these in oil. Hit it with a little bit of salt. We're gonna cook in these serrated pans. All right, so we got our pan hot over the coals, and we're just gonna go ahead and get these guys roasting in there. And you can see we're already very quickly starting to get some nice char. And we just wanna, all right, so these are kind of perfectly cooked. They're nice and tender. They're not overcooked. They got some nice char. Into wedges, so I'll cut it in half. And there we go. And we will season that simply with oil, salt, and pepper. Give them a nice rinse. We're just going to get a little bit of oil on there and a light seasoning. We're gonna make a little sesame sauce for our grilled cabbage. A little bit of stability. And I'm just gonna slice it right down the middle. Get a little funky.